Well, got the live on YouTube is going at the same time. So hello everybody that's joined. Hi. Yep. We're gonna be trying today to do YouTube at the same time as TikTok, and so far so good. It seems like everything seems to be up and running. Um, so yeah. Just to kind of preface, I've got a couple more of these to do where I just talk to you guys in the live, in the chat before I can bring people up and really start conversating. I don't mind debating. I don't have a lot of information, so a lot of facts, so I would definitely be more likely to conversate about things, shared experiences, so on and so forth. One thing I do know, and we should all be aware of, is that Trump is terrible for people that are not rich, people of color, people that are part of the LGBTQ community. I think that's something that a lot of people can agree on. And I have yet to hear anybody come back with any actual reasons, real reasons that he isn't terrible for people. So I think that's something we can conversate about. Again, I'm not going to necessarily require the citations and the sources. I'd like, hopefully, that when we can have people coming up and just talking about things, that we can really just have a personal conversation, because every single day something new happens and it affects us personally, and we can talk about that. Another hot topic button is, the need to continuously be misogynistic towards women, women's rights, healthcare, the whole nine. Encompassing that is abortions. My stance on abortion is a hot topic. I feel that it should be free and available at any time, anywhere. It's part of healthcare. And again, I don't have all these the statistics, but I can probably find them. So, when we can have people come on board, I might reach out for help if that happens. And yeah, so I said I don't have them. I don't have all the facts and all the sources pulled up right away, but I can get them. So I'm hoping that we can make that work. I have my sibling and their significant other, or whatever they are, going to be some of the first people to join. A coworker and friend of mine going to be coming on board as soon as we can do it, and hopefully I can come up with a good background. I don't necessarily want to just invite these nasty debates, but I know it's going to happen, and I just will not be okay with that. So anyway, yeah, so anybody that comes in, and I'm not opposed to reading comments and answering questions. I should probably do something about the background. Maybe, I don't know. So this is the first time I've done this on my phone that I actually cared about. Last time I did it, it was in my truck, and I don't care. So yeah, what we're gonna learn here, we're gonna do background, unlock, check requirements. I don't know what my requirements are. Oh, okay. So, yep, nope, you still get to see my bookshelf. Okay, well, we're going to own it. There's the bookshelf. Bookshelf number 1, bookshelf number 2, and 3. And then I've got a smaller one next to my desk. That bookshelf back there, right there, that's not mine. It's not neat, so you can tell that it's not mine. Yes, that's my wife's. So anyway, questions, answers. I've got 30 minutes to do this. I don't even know. I got those things out of the way about being, I don't want to say being mean, but having those moments where I'm going to let the emotions get the best of me. And unfortunately, it's just going to happen. So why can't I do this? Okay, well, I can't put like the gift goals up on my phone, but I can do it on the computer. So we're going to try that. Hello, everybody that's joining. I'm just yapping. I don't have any great to say at the moment. So we're just going to go with it. Yeah. So good day. I'm going to be leaving I'm going to do some lives this next week coming up. I'm going to be in Virginia, have some medical going on. So I'm going to have some free time. And in between, when I get bored with my editing of my book or the final draft of my novel, I'm going to get on live and see what I can do. See if we can, if we can get some people, see what happens. So yeah, we're going to go with that. I'm going to see what happens if we can get guests up. It'll be obviously on the East Coast time frame, so I don't know how that's going to work if I put an event up on my phone, if it's going to do the right time. Either way, I'll be in Virginia, so it'll be 2 hours later than it is currently. Kind of looking forward to that, kind of paying attention, learning some stuff about YouTube and Twitch. If anybody has any info on Twitch, I hear a lot about it. Haven't done it, have one, haven't posted. Let me know if it's any good, why we should change it. One thing that I heard earlier today, just a bit ago, was the Alien Act, something. See, again, I don't have all the facts. Something that Trump just enacted, he put into place about like lawfully detaining members of the Venezuelan gang and whatnot. So that's something that we should probably dig into. I feel like that's going to be the slippery slope as to how can you tell immediately upon looking at a person if they're part of a Venezuelan gang. Tell me, come at me if I'm wrong, but I feel like that's going to open up the doors for the potential of anybody of a specific skin tone is going to be apprehended and detained with the assumption that they are a Venezuelan gang member. And what does that mean? I also heard in that same context, a couple of immigration lawyers stating that this is exactly what the point is, because the mass deportations are slowing down. And so they need another avenue to vamp it back up, kind of revamp it, get it going, get some of those numbers higher, the best we've ever seen. And that's going to be how he does it. Now, I, again, do not have the facts or stats to that, so don't take my information as fact, but let's look into it. And if that context is correct and those people were accurate, I could definitely see why that would be an appetizing way to go about getting your numbers up, is to assume everybody's guilty until they're proven innocent. And then once they've been deported to the countries of origin, how are they going to prove themselves innocent? So I think we've reached kind of a precipice here. Not like it hasn't been new life altering event every fucking day since this whole fiasco has begun. I think that it's just, I don't know. I think it's gonna, I don't know. I don't have enough information to speak about it with any level of education or confidence, so I'm not going to. That was my opinion. That's what I think, and we're going to just kind of go with it. So, yeah. Anyway, 8 minutes in. What do I have? Everybody, appreciate you coming in. Feel free to, I don't know, comment, question, do anything. You can interact, ask whatever. I know it is not exciting yet because I just don't know what to talk about. It's not nearly as much fun to talk to yourself in this way, in this manner. I usually talk to myself privately, and we have some pretty good conversations, but then we can sometimes be led astray with our own thoughts and feelings. So yeah. Editing my novel, working on a nonprofit lodge and retreat center, trying to get some funding for that so that we can get off. There's a piece of property out here that we're looking at getting, or trying to look at, and then hopefully get it so that we can start this bad boy. If anybody is in the need for some equine therapy and other various hands-on approaches to mental health, in the near future, we're going to be offering some of those things as soon as we can get some funding. So the 501c3 information is already registered with the state. We're just looking for funding to get the property, and then after that, it seems like it's going to be pretty good. Also, with that, I'm also working on. I've got about 35 hours or so left before I have all the requirements met to get my licensed addiction counselor license through the state. And then I'll be able to start doing some level 1 assessments and whatnot. And that'll be kind of an interesting and slow but progressive transition into the possibility of a new career. Because the car parts store, while business is fine at the moment, I have a feeling that with these continued tariffs and things, it's going to get ugly. And I don't know how much gusto I have left in me to deal with the fluctuations in that kind of market and to deal with customers on a retail basis anymore. I'm spent. So yeah, so that's that's good. We're moving on. I just got my amateur radio license this morning, so I'm officially a ham. That's kind of funny. I got the ham license because, of course, every day is a turning event for our country and the standing of it. And if for some reason we have the apocalypse, I have constant communication and a tiny bit of knowledge on how to use it. So that's kind of exciting. So now I need to practice with that as soon as I find the time to do that. I have a couple of radios and we're going to give it a go. So that's going to be fun. The test was, it isn't difficult if you know what you're doing. And I really just started studying hard for it yesterday using some of the practice tests that they have online. Pretty cool. So I just memorized things. I don't actually know what it means. I have a handbook for the radio. So now that I know the rules, regulations, and that part of the test, I can just step by step and hands-on experience start learning how this works. So that's really cool. I'm excited to get a call sign and a vanity call sign and see what kind of damage I can do on the radios. It was funny, the people that are part of the volunteer examination group were, I promise you, there was no one under the age of 80 that was in that exam station this morning. And it was just awesome. They're just so dedicated with so many years of experience and knowledge as far as those amateur radios. So I got to become a member of our local amateur radio group, and they were excited to see people, younger folk. There was 6 people that ended up taking the test, and they were all my age or younger. It was really cool to see people getting interested in some of those other options instead of depending on our cell towers and power and whatnot. So that was really cool, really neat. I'm excited to get on there and see what happens, just chatting with people. And I have a feeling that I'm going to enjoy conversating or at least listening. So I'd like to see what kind of equipment it takes to get those international conversations going. And I don't know if anybody else out here knows about it, but you can talk to the space station via, if you've got the right equipment, you can communicate with the space station if you want on those frequencies. And of course, the correct license. That's just, I think that would be really neat to be talking to somebody who's in space, So yeah, that was kind of an exciting thing that we did today. Yeah, so that's the exciting things. I'm absolutely horrified to fly tomorrow. I'm not a great flyer as is, but because of the medical things I've been going through, I've been flying a lot in the last 2 years. So I've eased myself. I've calmed my nerves. I've found alternatives to drinking before getting on the plane. But with the crashes and stuff that I've seen here lately, I'm really going to be struggling with it again. And I leave in the afternoon. So hopefully today I can get through it and kind of just amp myself up that it's going to be okay. And it never ceases to amaze me when people say safe travels or have a safe flight. I'm like, sure, yeah, I will let the pilot know to do the very best, because I'm on board. I will actually probably say something tomorrow. I probably will actually ask the the flight attendants how the flights have been going. so I can kind of have a, a rough estimate of what I'm looking at. Because, like I said, I'm not looking forward to it at all. I'm panicking quite a bit. So anybody out here who's just passing by that knows anything about the current flight statuses, please let me know. Just pop in there. What would your honest opinion be if I gifted you a rose? My honest opinion would be thank you, and I appreciate it. Yeah, so hopefully everybody's can hear and see on both sides. I don't necessarily have anybody really following me on YouTube. That's okay. I just wanted to see if I could make it work. So far, so good. It looks like the microphone's working. It is live streaming 15 minutes in. The background is silly, so I'm going to have to figure that out. But then again, I'm on my phone and it won't let me access. So anybody that knows, go in here, goes to background, says I have to check my requirements to unlock a live background. So I guess we get the bookshelf. Pause live, flip camera, mirror your video, settings, pause. I should probably shut my door though, so that when the wife gets home, not tiptoeing around the house, because our place is an echo chamber. So let me just get up and go do that. There was a fuzzy animal that was in here, but they ran out. Is there any more? Nope, no fuzzy animals. So, okay. So let's talk about, let's talk about it. I guess while I'm gone editing the book, I talked a little bit about that last time, my last Office Live, called the Office Live. The book I'm editing for like the fourth time, the fourth rewrite, is about marginalized groups with a focus on it's marginalized groups in general, okay? And I'm using magical realism and current events to kind of put a spotlight on those said marginalized groups. I think there's an emphasis in the transgender community, and I know that that's not something that we can necessarily talk about, in great depth. But as a member of, there is a certain level of expertise that I have. So I feel very confident in the book using the magical realism, young adult genre, just trying to throw it out there again. Putting a different perspective on preconceived notions of the community and how it affects, how the other people, the outside world, affects those people. It's such a marginalized group, if we're going to talk about the T. But then I do focus on a lot of other, marginalized groups. So it's book one of I'm at the moment, I think it's going to be a 3-book series. It could be 2, it could be 4. I don't know. We'll see. If I wait any longer, I'm going to have a series of 10 if I'm going to continue using current events as part of my plot, because there's going to be lots to talk about. But originally, when I wrote this first one, I think I finished the first draft like 2 years ago. And I've been going through it and fine-tuning it and adding and taking away, of course, as any writer would. So that's kind of what we've been doing. But this is it. I think I've got about 4 or 5 more chapters left before it's completely done. And I'm going to use the current political climate as part of my query letter. I'm going to, because I've sent out a bunch of queries. Let's see if we're going to go ahead and just show this. So that wall there, that is all of, and it goes kind of down past, I put awards, whatever, certificates above it. That is my wall of rejections. Traditional query letters, and not necessarily as traditional as some of my other writer friends where I didn't have to mail it, I emailed it, and those were my email rejections. And it was very, just by the book, type query letter, but I'm going to use the political climate as kind of a challenge. So since everything else about the teas being banned, I'm going to, I think, say something like, well, are you going to have the gusto to print something that is so taboo? Like, is that going to be you? Are you going to do it? And I'm sure that there's the other side to that coin too, where it's going to scare people off. But I think that it needs to be said, like, don't be afraid. Because right now, I don't know, what else do we have? So why not? I write banned books. By today's standard, my first book's banned too, and it isn't anything to do with a marginalized group, but just its nature, and the content is banned. So yeah. So that's exciting. I don't know. Any opinions on that? I'm willing to hear it, but I think that's going to be a pretty effective way of writing. And then another thing too, a lot of people, a lot of authors have come on and said things like using the Chat GPT or AI to help write their query letters, and I'm just absolutely terrified. I'm middle ground, so like I was around when AOL was coming out. They'd mail it to you and you pop that bad boy in. You had to have landline. So to me, plagiarism is a big thing. And I don't know. In some of the queries that I sent, they straight asked if any part of the book where the query letter or any part of the synopsis was written by AI. And it was a yes or no, but I don't know what happened to a person's information if they said yes, because I didn't. Everything I've written is organic. So I'm debating if I'm going to use one of those AI, like Copilot on my Microsoft Word. I've used it a couple times just to see what it looks like, to see how it operates. It seems to function pretty well, and I definitely like how it puts together just better syntax. But what I'm afraid of is if I send a nice polished query letter that doesn't reflect my style of writing or my voice, and they ask for a manuscript, or if they ask for the first 10 chapters and they read it and it's nothing compared to or nothing like what they got in my query letters, what's that going to do? So yeah. All right, enough yammering. Freezing. What's freezing? Am I freezing? Mm-mm. Anybody in the chat, let me know. What's up? The computer's not frozen, so. Glitches a couple times. Okay. Well, that's because I'm not. Nope, I am on my internet. Okay, well, it's Trump's internet. Yeah. Chat and interview. Topic couldn't be changed. Well, thank you for the roses everybody has sent. Oh, I can like my own live. That's not weird at all. I'll just sit here and tap my own screen. Let's share. I can share myself. Okay, cool. I'm glad we know this. Yes, so it sounds like dinner's here. I'm excited to see what it is. Hopefully it's not Taco Bell again. I mean, I don't mind Taco Bell, but yeah. Ooh, we're doing laundry. All right. Anyway, okay. I am on YouTube. Yes, I am live. I will say the difference between my laptop camera, even though it's like a pretty new Samsung laptop, is nothing compared to my phone. Absolutely. This is why people do this. And I suppose we could get a better camera for the computer later, because I'm sure the speakers are garbage as well. But with my $1.76 that you guys have given me, which I greatly appreciate, thank you so much. for the roses and the gifts that were given. My last couple of lives equaled like $1.78. I'm not going to be buying any new equipment with it just yet, but it is going to go into the equipment fund. So hopefully in the next 30 years, I'll be able to afford, well, shoot, in the near future, we'll be just hologramming into people's living rooms and just stand in front of the table and conversate with people. So, yeah. Okay, so I have just a few more minutes here just to continue to yammer. I appreciate everybody coming in. It's been a lovely day. I'm gonna go live quite a bit more since I have basically the week off from work. Some doctor stuff we're gonna do, so I think that might be something to talk about. Any questions about it? I'll try to do what I can to let everybody know that I'm going to be on and like what we're going to talk about. So yeah, oh, I'm getting a phone call. That's weird. But yeah, maybe we'll see if I can do any updates or anything. I don't know. Maybe after the one more half-hour live of just talking to people in the comments, I'll be able to have people come up, and that will be cool. So I haven't decided who's going to go first, and I don't even know what that's going to look like. So testing on YouTube. Video quality is low on YouTube. Yeah. It's terrible. It's terrible. But, okay. All right. Well, I'm not going to talk to this person right now because I kicked myself off, didn't I? Yep. That's my life. Okay. Well, I'll just stay here for now. Yeah. I know it ended. I know. It's because somebody keeps calling me, and I tried to swipe out of there, and it killed it. But lucky for me that I was on TikTok for 31 minutes, and I've only been on here for 27 minutes. So yeah, next time I'm on my phone, I'm gonna go into do not disturb mode so that I don't get bothered. Because if I hadn't been in my TikTok live longer and I got booted out at less than 30 minutes, I was going to be heated because I needed to be 30 minutes. So anyway, well, since we're here on the YouTubes, let's see what we can do here. I got captions on. I can end the stream. I can share this screen. Pop out dashboard. Does anybody? Well, I think you're the only one that's even on here. Nobody knows that I'm live. Captions aren't working. Fine. No captions. Oh, what is this? Oh, here we go. Webcam. I don't have access to this feature. Channel level settings, pop out dashboard. What does this mean? What do captions are? I'm subscribed but didn't get a notification. I don't think I put a notification, to be honest. Add stream marker, share, menu, switch account, select stream. Okay, Betsy, I gotta go. It was an officer. I have to call the cop. It was a cop. So that's for work stuff I had to go on today that I needed to discuss. So, okay, I'm gonna call this guy back, this officer, and talk to them. So, good stuff here. 29 minutes. These guys don't have requirements, so I'm not gonna mess with it. I just know that this camera sucks. I'm gonna see if I can change the background and do other things with it. So maybe I can hook up my microphone to this specifically. I don't know. I'm gonna try to figure out how it works. But yes. Okay. I will talk to you later. Okay. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate you, the one, the bestie, the one and only. Okay. I'll talk to you later. La 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 la.